one of the things that we are diving into throughout these next couple of months is what the heck the Titans should do. Is play a little game of Monday Morning GM. And of course, we like all of your social questions, one of which comes from 12 Blue Deuce 2. The Titans say they won't pass on generational talent with the first pick. Is this Cam Ward or is this Travis Hunter? Who will the Titans pick at number 1, or should they trade the pick? So Mel, I hand it off to you, and I am giving you a total of 4 options. 1, take Abdul Carter. 2, take Travis Hunter. 3, take a quarterback, Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders. 4, try like crazy and take the best deal that you can get to move back. What do you say?
First of all, I think you have to say generational talent. I'm taking Travis Hunter. If I'm looking at that, Travis Hunter is the guy.
Yep.
I think he can be an elite receiver. He can be a heck of a corner. You figure that out. Abdul Carter certainly is a pass rusher. You could go that route, would have no problem with that. If you're picking the best player in the draft, it's Travis Hunter or Abdul Carter. Those are the top 2. Travis Hunter, what he does, he's effortless. And I'll tell you, he is so smooth. You don't realize how fast he is, okay, because he's such a smooth athlete. He's so smart. He's so tough. His stamina and endurance level is through the roof. I'm taking Travis Hunter if I'm taking the best player in this draft. If you want to say Abdul Carter, I'm not going to have a problem with that. Quarterback, if you say you're going to force it, fine. I'm a Will Levis guy. I'll go down on Will. I'm going to keep swinging, Field. I'm going to keep swinging and keep hoping, and I'll keep wishing and praying, hoping and all that Will Levis can turn things around to the point where he can be a franchise quarterback in this league. But you got to have an insurance policy. I get it. Will Levis had some issues, okay, this year with turnovers. Get it. With inconsistency, all that, pocket awareness, all that, holding the ball a little too long. But there were a lot of other factors that contributed to Will Levis this year having some issues because he did a lot of really good things that went way unnoticed. You know, forget the media and the internet bashing every quarterback. They bash everybody. They never say anything good usually. Well, Will Levis, there was a lot of good. I think what Brian Callahan's got to do, he said, okay, Will, go out with Jordan Palmer and work on some things. Brian Callahan, go back to coaching school and you work on some things too in year 2 because you made a lot of rookie mistakes as a coach as well. Just like young players make mistakes, rookie coaches do as well. And I thought, the overreaction to the play against the Jets, screaming about, you get into the mind of a young quarterback, you kill their confidence. So it's all about playing clean games, not making mistakes. You're into the mind of a quarterback. And Will made that comment after, I believe it was a Jacksonville game late in the year, played the cleanest game I've played. I don't want to really hear that. I just want to just go out and play football. You make a mistake. So Jalen Hurts threw an interception. Did it kill them, the Eagles, in the Super Bowl? No, it didn't. So to me, for Will Levis, from, I got here, November 10th to December 8th, 7 touchdowns, 2 picks. He was playing good football. And he did it, guess what? Against the LA Chargers, the Minnesota Vikings, Houston Texans, the Washington Commanders, and then Jacksonville was the final game. Then the Bengals game, and he was benched because he played poorly, he made mistakes, and he was playing through an injury to his shoulder that he played through. Got shut up at halftime, and that was at the Jacksonville game. The Indianapolis game at halftime, right? Or it was the Jacksonville game. It was one of the games midseason that he got hit right before the half, and then he came back when you didn't think he would, and he played the rest of that game when you thought he was done. So for Will Levis, there was a lot of good things he did. What they have to decide is, can they make it consistent? Can they work on some things that he knows? Use his legs a little more. That was a big thing too. I noticed didn't use his legs enough when the opportunity presented itself. Okay, holding the ball too long. Well, guess what? There were times where he let some things develop late. His offensive lineman at right tackle in particular was a turnstile. They were behind the sticks all the time, Field. So for me, Will Levis, they have to get somebody in there. I get it. Get somebody in there because we can't. I don't think Brian Callahan's going in saying, I'm putting my second year in Will Levis's hands only. There's got to be somebody competing with Will Levis. Okay. And if Will Levis beats that guy out, fine. If he doesn't, fine. But they know they got to get better. If it's not going to be Will Levis getting better, somebody else has to elevate that position, Field. How do you feel about what you would do? You asked me the question. I would take Travis Hunter. What would you do?
Well, I'm going to bite my tongue on this one for the most part here, Mel, because again, Field Yates' Mock Draft 3.0 drops on Tuesday morning on ESPN.com. So I can't reveal all the good stuff there yet. Here's the only thing that I will say before we head to our final break and dive into some of our guys for this week and also our Orange Crushers. The trade conversations for Tennessee, which they have already said on the record they will entertain, are different than most of the trade conversation we've talked about in recent years. You think about last year, there was talk about would the Commanders trade from 2 to 1 to secure Caleb Williams, to reunite him with Cliff Kingsbury, with the Giants try to move up into the top 3 to acquire one of those great quarterbacks. One of the Vikings move up from 11, where they initially started, to the top 5 to get one of those great quarterback prospects. We saw one trade, that was Minnesota, going from 11 to 10, but there was not a big moving trade where we thought that price could be extensive. We're talking about a trade similar to what the 49ers paid to get up and draft Trey Lance. This year's different. So what I'm going to say here is that the trade negotiations, if Tennessee does go down that road, you should not expect a comparable return to what we have seen in some recent drafts, because this quarterback class is just not as sterling at the very top.